Today, our champion, Fred Spintig Jr. of Stoughton, faces the challenge of Chucky Luongo of East Boston on Candlepin Bowling. Hi, everybody. Welcome once again to Candlepin Bowling. I'm Don Gillis, and you all know by now that this program is on videotape. We do our taping right here at Sammy White's Brighton Bowl. It's always 3 strings of Candlepin Bowling, and it is that total pinfall which is going to determine our winner. He will be rewarded with a handsome trophy from the Ace Trophy Company of Boston. The runner-up receives a smaller but otherwise identical version to indicate he was a participant on our show. Now, let's talk prize money. Guaranteed $1,150. $700 goes to the winner. $300 goes to the runner-up. There's $50 available to the winner of each string. And obviously, should they tie, they would split it at $25 apiece. For a 400 series, and Fred Spintig Jr. knows about that, there is an extra bonus of $100. For 3 marks in a row, any combination of strikes or spares in the same string, $50 in bonus money. Then each subsequent consecutive mark on that same string will be worth $50 apiece, just as long as he can keep it going. Our high-low jackpot, 1-7-10, is now up to $350. If neither hits it, we'll add $25 and do that every week till somebody walks away with whatever has accumulated. And don't forget the big one, 3 strikes in a row in the same string. That is an additional bonus of $1,000, and each subsequent consecutive strike following those 3 would be worth $1,000 apiece. That's about it. Let's get started, shall we? Right after this. Now, making his first appearance on our show, Chucky Luongo of East Boston. Chucky, league average 110, high single 164, high triple 428. 651 was his roll-off score. First appearance on our show, but he told me, which always makes me feel great, I used to watch you when I was a kid. And that's quite apparent when you see him and realize that we are now in our 28th consecutive year. We have completed 27 years of doing this show. Channel 5. 99 and 44, 100% of that time. It has always gone at 12 noon on Saturdays. And, of course, this fall during the football season and last fall, there were some changes, but we'll be back next week at our regular time of 12 noon, just as you folks, of course, in Springfield have been watching us at 12 noon all along. But the folks in Boston have been picking it up at 10:30. Well, next week, we're back to our regular time of 12 noon. It's a pair of 8s. By the way, our marksman of the day, that is the bowler with the most marks, will receive a $50 gift certificate from True Value hardware stores and home centers. And we have to reset, as Ralph Stewart, our law blind judge and referee, noted that the 9-pin had not dropped in the from the pin setter. Let's see now if they're all okay, and yes, they are. There is Ralph Stewart, our law blind judge and referee. If you noted that he seemed a little bit more tan than most of the people walking around here, the shirt that he's wearing would explain that, because it says Elbow Beach Club, Bermuda. Just returned last night. Good for him. That was a spectacular 10, but we're kind of not surprised anymore by what Fred Spintig can do on the basis of what he has done for the last 3 weeks after he defeated Danny Murphy. He's been rolling along, and of course his biggie was last week with his 447. Tough split. He rolled a 395 when he beat Danny Murphy, a 381 in defeating Al Lacey, and a 447 to beat Steve Vadney last week. Nothing would surprise. If that had gone, wouldn't have been surprised at all. He has been that hot. Now it's picking up some speed. Let's watch. Let's watch. I don't think it will do it. No, it's slowing down. For a while, it appeared that the piece of wood rolling over towards that 4-pin might even knock it down. So it's a 10. I told you it was the first appearance on our show for Chucky Luongo. He's married and has 3 children who are sitting down in front of me here. He has twin girls, Tiffany and Jade, and a son, Chris. It's a 9. Chucky is a perishable warehouse man, representing Wallex Bolodrome and Malden Square Bolodrome. The little girls you see in back of him there with the striped shirts, one with blue and one with red, are his twin daughters. That's what he's looking at for a spare leave. Nope. You saw a quick glimpse there of one of his daughters. That was Jade. Now Fred Spintig. Fred is married, has 2 children, a boy and a girl, and they're sitting out in front keeping score as Fred Jr. and Heidi. Now look at that, 5, 7. Yeah, there you see Fred and Heidi. Heidi with the glasses on and Fred being obscured momentarily by Dad. Okay, there is 5, 7, and 10. See whether he can do this. Nope. Last week he made 5, 6, 7, and 10 with a piece of wood. Fred is employed as a shipper. He's representing the Canton lanes. Keith Williams is keeping score on that big scoreboard today, and Janie Cartier is keeping score beside me. You've already seen our lob line judge and referee, Ralph Stewart. Almost a backdoor job here, as everything went down except the number 1. So the first mark. And you see our 2 bowlers sitting beside each other as they take a peek at the scoreboard, and we take our first check on it at the end of 4. The score is Fred Spintig, 39, with a bonus ball to roll, and challenger Chucky Luongo, 34. Chucky Luongo, our challenger today from East Boston, rolling in the 5th box. Half Worcester left. Still looking for his first mark, and as you know, when Fred Spintig Jr. comes up, he will be working on his first mark, a spare in the 4th. 10. Half Worcester left again as he just missed what apparently is his favorite pocket, the 1-3. A little too far to the right. I mentioned that Keith Williams was on the big board and Janie Cartier beside me. Ralph Stewart, our lob line judge and referee. In addition, Joanne Panto is our secretary, Don Riley, our statistician, and our producer and director, Phil Rubin. Now, Fred Spintig on the line. This is a bonus ball on a spare in the 4th. How many? 7. Okay. 1, 2, and 7. All the wood behind. Nope. 2 pins still there.
That boy.
10. 12-pin lead, 56-44 right now. Spare leave. Little triangle. That's the 2-pin, then in back of it the 4 and the 5.
Oh.
5 is still there. Pair of 10s. Last week, as you know, Fred Spintig couldn't miss. Now Chucky Luongo. First time. Again he goes to the left side. Yes! Chucky got his spare. The 5 and the 8, the last 2 pins to go down. That's too bad. Just 3. Still 5 pins standing, and he'll go for the 3 on the right. And got one more as he kicked over there and picked up the 7 pin, making it a 9 box. That brings him to 72, and considering that he's had 9, 8, 9, 8, 10, 6 before that, spare, and then only 3 on the spare. Not too bad. All right. Only 2 marks so far, 1 by each bowler in this first string. Low scoring first string. A 10. The 1, 2, 7, 8, 10, and wood between the 2 and the 8. Made it! Beautiful shot. This will go when it's hit properly. He has the 3 as the object pin with the 3, 6, 10 over on the left, the 4 and 7. Wood next to the 3. Nope. Amazing. All he took out of there was the piece of wood. What he wanted to do, and obviously the ball broke left on him, was to hit the right side of that 3. That's almost did there, but didn't quite get it, so it turns out to be a 7 box, and that puts him at just 79. He's definitely having control problems right now. Now he's down to the last ball, and he still has 7 pins standing. It's a 6 box, and that's an 85. Fred gets a 6 as the fill on his spare. In case you are wondering, was that the lowest single string we've had on our show? No. The lowest was a 77. 2 in a row. And in deference to the bowler who did happen to roll the lowest single and the lowest 3 string, he shall remain anonymous. For the fill, and it's an 8 box. It gives him a 114. Obviously, he wins $50 for winning the first string. So the first bonus money goes to Fred Spintig. $50. Incidentally, in case you're curious about what the lowest 3-string total was, which is owned by the same bowler who rolled the lowest single string 77, it's 264. That was the lowest 3. All right. But what we're interested in here is what the score is after 1 in the match between Fred Spintig Jr. and his challenger today, Chucky Luongo of East Boston. There it is after 1. Spintig 114, Luongo 85. Middle string, defending champion, leads it off, and he is Fred Spintig. That's what he has left, 3 pins. Spare. Eight. That's the fill. Nope. Now, Chucky Luongo of East Boston. All right. 1 and 2, 9 and 10. Not quite, no. And yes, it's a 10. Speaking of 10s, I mentioned one time about a game that bowlers used to attempt to do in some of the earlier days of candlepin bowling. That was to bowl a perfect, what they called a perfect candlepin string, which would be a 10 in every box. No marks at all, no spares, no strikes, no 9s, no 8s, all 10s. And that is considered to be one form, the most perfect, if you will, of candlepin strings. There's also a reference to, like, if you knock down every single one of the pins, that is, if you have either a strike, a spare, or a 10 in every one of the 10 boxes, that would be referred to as a perfect candlepin string. And that, by the way, is included in a book I highly recommend if you're looking for a book to get a friend for Christmas. It's The Light Side of Candlepin Bowling, and it's a great little book that both Phil Rubin and I recommend. Brand new, written by Jim Fairhurst of Dover, New Hampshire. He's done an excellent job and a lot of humor in it. It's a great book for candlepin bowling. Okay, now, again, getting back to the perfect 10, a lady in Quincy, Mrs. Rosalie Perpetuo, sent me a score sheet of the Penn AA bowling. Her son, Frank, bowled this back a few years ago, and he had a 10 in every single box for a perfect 100. 10 in every single box. And she sent me the score sheet along and said that it's okay, I don't have to send it back to her. I appreciate that, Rosalie. Her son has been bowling for about 20 years, she said, and he's a letter carrier down in Quincy. Oh, yes! What a shot by Fred Spintig! Oh, baby! Now, Chucky Luongo. And he makes it. So it's a spare in the third. Bonus. Big hit. And he has a chance for another here, as he has wood right across the 6 and 10. Ralph Stewart has to go down and take a look at the wood that's in the middle. If that touches the deadwood line, and he's watching it very closely, it did. Obviously, he removed it. The deadwood line, as I told you, is 2 feet in front of the center of the number 1 pin. Anything behind it is left there to be played. 2 in a row. Anything touching it or this side of it has to be removed. All right, so he has 2 marks in a row. And the score right now at the end of 4 in the middle string is challenger Chucky Luongo, 45 with a bonus ball to roll. Fred Spintig Jr., our defending champion, 47 with a bonus ball to roll. Fred Spintig Jr., he is our defending champion, and he is now rolling in the 5th box of the middle string. One, 2, 7, 9, and 10, and only one piece of wood that seems favorable. That's the one that's up against the 10. Would not have been a surprise had it have gone. Nine. One, 2, 4, and 8. Went for the 1-2 pocket, hoping to get it. have the ball and the 2-pin take out everything on the way back, but it didn't quite work. So it's a pair of 9. 2 marks in a row now for our challenger, Chucky Luongo, so a chance for some bonus money. All right, 6. The 3, the 4, the 5, and the 10. Nope, no bonus money there. The only bonus money so far has gone to Fred Spintig for winning the first string, $50. $9. High-low jackpot's worth $350, and our home viewer jackpot is up to $350. On that one, as you know, we're asking you to submit a postcard and tell us what you think the total pinfall would be, both bowlers combined, on a day that you hope your card would be chosen. We limit it to 1 card per person per day. That can still pile up a lot in a week or a month. And we throw away all the cards after somebody wins. Oh, the 7 didn't go. Thought it would. Every week, when it is not hit, we add $50, and we just keep doing that till somebody walks away with whatever is accumulated, just as we keep adding $25 to the high-low jackpot until somebody walks away with it. We even give you a 10-pin range, high or low, of the total. Anywhere within those 20 pins would be the winner. Fred Spintig has himself almost a strike, everything but the 7. But even if you're nowhere near that total, when your card is drawn, there are always a couple of prizes at least. Ralph Stewart called time and has cleared the offending piece of wood. And now Fred makes the spare, picking off the 7. Eight is the fill. He has the 1 and the 10 with wood in between, and oh, missed to the left of the number 1. Nine. This is close as far as this string is concerned. Obviously, Fred picked up a 29-pin lead in the first, but only 1 pin separating the bowlers in the second string. Oh, Chucky Luongo winds up with a 7-10 split. A couple of pieces of wood in there, and obviously he will try to use them, but they're not exactly in a favorable position. See if he can do it. No, he used the wood, but didn't get either of them, and came perilously close to a lob. Wouldn't that have been something if he had made it and then it was negated by a lob? 9. Okay, now that drops him down. 10 pins in this string behind and 39 overall. So he needs to do some marking. He has a spare leave over on the right-hand side right now with the 3, 6, 10. Oh, too bad he missed the 3, just a tiny bit too far to the right. final two now for our defending champion, Fred Spintig, in the middle string. No wood to help. And he's got 3, 4, 6. No. Good try. Boy, you would have gotten a roar if he had kicked that 3 over to pick up the 4. And he came awfully close to doing it. To 9. Fred nowhere near what he was doing last week when he rolled his 447. However, that puts him in a very comfortable position toward our next championship show. Can't imagine that he would not be one of the top 5, probably be the top seed. Spare in the 10th gives him 116.
Not bad.
122. Now challenger Chucky Luongo, first time on our show. I'll tell you, if he makes this one, he deserves it. He's got the 1, 2, and 8. Piece of wood up against, but sort of perpendicular to the 8. And yes, he made it. All right, he deserves that one. Yes, sir. And the thing that helped was that little piece of wood that kept the 8-pin in line so that it could go. Three pins to work on for a possible double. And yes, he got it. All right. Now he's at 115. He needs an 8 to win the string. And the $50 that goes with it, which is important. And 7. He tied it. They each get $25. $25 in bonus money for Chucky Luongo and $25 for Fred Spintig. There it is, 122, 122. And after 2 strings, Fred Spintig 236 and Chucky Luongo 207. Joining the 3rd string in progress, we find a pair of 9s by challenger Chucky Luongo and 8 and a 9 by Fred Spintig. And here now is Chucky to roll in the 3rd box. Well, that's not the pin he wanted to have go. So he winds up now with a 1, 7, 10. Wood on a kind of an angle between the 1 and 7, and wood up against the 10. Two 7, 10. Excuse me. Attaboy, Phil, keep me on my toes. Oh, he's got nothing to do but sit back there in the truck and watch, huh, and criticize. No, thanks, I appreciate it. I should have been more on the ball. Okay, here we have only 1 pin forward of the back line, and that is the 6 pin. So you've got 7, 9, 10 across the back, and the 6 becomes the object in that little triangle made up of the 6, 9, and 10. Oh, too bad, because he knew what he wanted to do. He wanted to hit the right side of that 6-pin and kick it left. It's a 9. One, 4, 7, and 9 with wood between the 1 and the 4. Slow motion. He kind of shakes his head because he knows that there were a few horseshoes attached to that one.
Come on, 8, 9, check. Come on.
Five. 2, 4, 7, and 8 on the left and the 6-pin on the right. A 9, and that puts him at 41. Adds 6 more pins to his lead. It's now 35 pins. Chucky Luongo. Dropped that one a little too soon, went off to the right. Almost pulled it off. Everything except the 7. A 10 puts him at 45, but he trails in completed frames by 35 pins. Four horsemen right side and the inside pin, the 8-pin. Nope. Took out 2. The 3 and 6. Nine. Now, Fred has the 4 horsemen left side, but he has the more advantageous extra pin, which is the 10, the one over in the corner. Well, he got the 10 okay, but unfortunately the 7 didn't go. So it's still alone. Not anymore. It's a 10. Just a little bit too full, and as a result he punches out middle stuff but leaves the 3 and 6, 4 and 7. Nope.
Nice 9.
Good try. It turns out to be a 9. One, 7, 9. One piece of wood and back. And, oh, didn't get anything. Same spot, and it turns out to be a 7. Now he has the 4 horsemen on the left side with the 10-pin. We saw Fred get everything except the 7 when he had this same leave. Let's see what Chucky can do with it. And, oh, too bad. Too full on the head pin. Either side of that, you got a shot at it. Either in the 1-2 pocket or on the outside. And another 7. Pretty disappointing for Chucky as he's coming down the home stretch here, and he finds himself with a pair of 7s and just 68 through 8. Now, Fred has himself a spare leave legitimately on the left. He's got a triangle made up of the 4, 7, and 8, and he has 2 pieces of wood out in front. Using the wood, son of a gun. All he got was the 8-pin. It's a 9. As you're well aware, we're not setting any scoring records today. Right. He applauds himself sarcastically. And the roar was a rather sarcastic one, too. Just his second mark here in the 3rd string. Chucky Luongo. Let's see. Oh, too bad. I thought maybe he might go out with some strikes. He has a 10-pin to pick up for a spare. And yes, he got it. Okay. Spare in the 9th. And another. Well, he's got a 7 drop, and he has the 1, 2, and the 7. The 4 is out of there, as is everything else. But those are the 3 pins that are standing. 1, 2, 7. And oh, he came so close to getting it again. The 7 didn't go. He split the 1, 2 perfectly, and the 7 didn't go. And I think just about everybody here was kind of hoping that he could get it so that he could get over 100. Wow. Instead, it's a 94. Okay, Fred Spintig has a strike up on the board. Let's see what he can do again now. Nine is the fill. Nine and a 10. 98. That puts him to 105. Obviously, he picks up $50 more for winning the string. He wins the $700, and he also picks up another $50 in bonus money for winning the 3rd string. Remember, there's $350 in the high-low jackpot, the 1-7-10. Fred will be getting first try at that. And then we'll be going over to the big barrel and hoping we can pick out a name that'll win $350 for a home viewer. Final score, Spintig 344, Luongo 301. $350 in our jackpot, and the number is 645. That means that anybody who has a guess between 635 and 655 will win that. But if it's nowhere near it, at least the person whose card is drawn will receive these prizes.
Ames professional bypass-style pruning shears with surgical steel blades designed to cut close to the stem. Blades are fully adjustable and replaceable. Ames pruning shears, the tool preferred by professionals. And an Acromill 16-inch toolbox offers premium capacity in a minimum size box, constructed to carry up to 60 pounds of tools. Acromill toolbox to help out with all your home improvements. And Peterson's 5-inch vice grip locking pliers with wire cutter. Tremendous power in a small tool. Peterson vice grip pliers, strong enough for big jobs, small enough to carry in your pocket.
Okay, it's anywhere from 635 to, let's go down this side. Don't usually go down the back here somewhere. Let's see if we can draw one out of here. And this one comes from Wallace Moraski of 6th Avenue West, Hyannisport, Massachusetts. And the guess is 715, so next week it's going to be worth $400. 350, Freddie, right here, if you can knock down these 3 pins. Okay, Chucky. Come over here. You stand here, Chucky, facing the camera. Hey, that made up for a lot of frustration, didn't it?
I was nervous today. I like trying to change your underwear.
Oh, I know. I know it was the first time on, and you obviously were having troubles, but I'll tell you, that had to make you feel delighted.
Oh, it does. Makes up for Christmas.
Sure. $300 for being the runner-up and get that first one out of the way, and $350 for there, and $25 for tying in the middle string. Nice to have you.
Thank you very much, Don.
Okay, all right. And Freddie, how about that? You almost did it again, didn't you, huh? You get the big trophy from the Ace Trophy Company. You get the $50 gift certificate from True Value Hardware Stores. You get $700, and you get another $125. 1, 2 strings, and split another, right?
Very fortunate.
Okay. All right. You know you got a good guy who hasn't been around for a long time challenging you next week. Could be a good one. You know Dennis Chick, right? Okay. Dennis Chick and Fred Spintig next week. Don Gillis for the whole